What's up everyone, Master Fox here today. I haven't brought you guys a deck profile in a long time, so I thought I would do one. And this deck profile is actually pretty interesting. It has to do with smoke screening, so that's always an interesting topic to discuss. Smoke screening hasn't really entered the meta in a long time. The last time that it was actually kind of relevant was when Human was using a Bujin deck that sided into 3.5 axis. Now, currently, there's this trend of Necros kind of semi-siding into Shaddolls, but it's really just Secret Village Turbo. So I don't really consider that true smoke screening. What I have here is what I would call a perfect smoke screen, where you have 15 cards coming in and 15 cards coming out, and you're essentially, it's a transitioning smoke screen rather than a tactics smoke screen. So what I have for you guys here is Star Seraph Shaddolls turning into Star Seraph Satellarknights, and it's a perfect smoke screen. So I'll just go through what I'm running. So obviously I'm running the 3 Scepters and then the 3 Sovereignties. That's part of the Star Seraph engine. We're running 3 Beasts because he's probably the best Shaddoll. Just a single Dragon because Necros is the main threat right now, and Dragon's not that useful against Necros. 2 Falco, 1 Hedgehog, 2 Squamata. So pretty standard Shaddoll lineup. Overall, this monster lineup is fairly standard for what you would see in a normal Shaddoll deck. It's just missing Mathematicians. And then for the spells, we have 3 El Shaddoll Fusion, 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, Raigeki, and Soul Charge. And then for the traps, we have Bottomless Trap Hole, Solemn Warning, 2 Mirror Force, 1 Vanity's Emptiness, 3 Call of the Haunted, 3 Mind Crush, and 3 Fiendish Chain. So obviously Shaddolls normally wouldn't run this trap heavy, but since we're siding into Satellarknights, we have to run more traps. And then let's take a look at the extra deck before we take a look at the side deck. We're running 3 Construct because she is the best Shaddoll, and then 2 Winda. We're not running any of the other ones because we don't have Mathematician for Earth and we don't have any of the other elements. We're running 1 Black Rose just for that possible play if you can get the Falco and then the Beast set. And then we're running as many rank 4s as we can squeeze into for the Satellarknights. We're running Castell, Gaga Cowboy, Exiton Knight, 101, Ptolemaeus, 2 Triver, 1 Deltaros, and 1 Diamond. And that's the extra deck. So I won't go into the side deck. I'll just show you how you would transition. Since it's a perfect side, you would side out all of the Shaddoll cards here, all of these, all your Shaddoll fusions, and then you could just side in all of your Satellarknights. So let me go to how it's side. Sorry, I have like a ton of decks here. Here we go. Okay, so you side out all your Shaddoll stuff, and then you side into your Satellarknights. And then basically all that's changed is you sided in 3 Deneb, 1 Unukalai, 3 Altair, 2 Vega, 3 Reinforcement of the Army, and 3 Stellar Nova Alpha. The one thing I really want to squeeze in there, but I could not fit at all, was the second Unuk. But I guess you'll just have to make do with that. There's no real way to do it unless you want to shave off a Reinforcement of the Army or one of the Stellar Nova Alphas, but I thought that it was more important to have Reinforcement of the Army and Stellar Nova Alpha than that second Unuk. So this is a perfect conversion, as I mentioned before, and this is really cool because it's essentially the only meta decks I think that can make a perfect conversion. I am a really avid fan of conversion siding through smoke screening, and I've tried a bunch of different smoke screen options, and out of the meta decks there's just no real decks that can do it because Clifforts have too big of an engine. Necros have a pretty big engine too. You can do it with Shaddolls maybe, but it would just have to be a kind of awkward main deck. And then Burning Abyss, maybe you could do it with Shaddolls, although there's not really any point to doing that. So the purpose behind this is you're starting off with Shaddoll, so you expect your opponent to side in cards like Shadowing Imprisoning Mirror, and they won't side in things like Mistake because Shaddolls don't really search that much outside of Hedgehog. But Mistake would really hurt a deck like Satellarknights. So you get that advantage. They're not siding in cards that would hurt your Satellarknights. And Satellarknights don't run any dark monsters at all except some of them would run number 86, but I'm not running number 86. So actually, none of my monsters would be affected if they sided in Shadow Imprisoning Mirror at all. So you kind of get to dodge the side, and that's the whole purpose behind smoke screening. So game 1, whether you win or lose, you still have the advantage of jumping them in the game 2 for the side. And then in game 3, you get to play mind games with them. And that's essentially the idea of this deck. And that's pretty much it for this deck. This format is coming to a close pretty soon, so I don't know how the ban list will hit these two decks. But as of right now, you could ride out what's left of this format with this deck. This is actually a really cool deck, and I enjoy playing it. And I'm always a fan of smoke screening decks because they offer more tactics than what you're given. So rather than having a side deck just full of floodgates, which in my opinion is kind of boring, you kind of just counter the floodgate game and just ignore it by turning your deck into something else. And that's pretty much it for this video. So tell me what you guys think about this deck in the comments section below. And that is it for this video. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you.